Hello, good evening. Come in, have a seat, have a cup of coffee, bring pen and paper. This is a study group. My name is Armpit Detective, and I'm AD, not just any AD, but the AD. As you guys have seen already, a couple of weeks ago, Blair, who some of you guys are still saying isn't real, well, she is. She's been in contact with Chris Watts for 2 years now, and she's got in touch with me, and we're going to go over the red car. It's at first Chris wanted to go over the red car. Then he said, "Don't pay attention to it." But there's something to do with the red car. Every time I go over the red car, I get a strike, and I'm off YouTube for at least a week. So I found out a few things today going over the car. One thing I discovered this evening was that the brake lights are in the rear of the car. We didn't know that before, we do now. Also, we didn't realize that Betty had pulled out into oncoming three-way traffic at approximately 65 miles an hour that morning. Very dangerous, Betty. Also, we have written to Betty, and a little bit later in the show, I will be going over her responses to our questions we wrote her in an email. And guys, please don't do what I do. Do not email Betty, please. I've already harassed her, and she's had to move, everything like that. So please, uh, don't bother Betty anymore. I've done enough. So with that being said, let's go over the red car and what happened that morning. So like I said, Christopher Watts seems to be very worried about this red car and what I know about it. He's also worried, saying he believes that the Lord will open doors for me and have me bring vindication again to Shania. And I believe that. You guys know I'm very religious. Very. Right after I did the Kundalini, everything changed for me. Everything. So, okay. Now, guys, I've been looking at pictures. Can you guys tell me what kind of car this is? I'll tell you. It's a red Pontiac Grand AM, a sports coupe, as we say here in the UK. So, also, with the brake lights being in the rear of the car flashing, some people say this is a silver car, but the brake lights from Chris's truck have lit it up red. I believe now what has happened is Betty pulled out so fast in this three-way traffic that the car actually caught fire, and the reason it was red, the car was on fire. That's how fast she pulled out into three-way oncoming traffic that morning. Very dangerous. Everything's changed after today. Nothing, nothing. It took me 6 hours to make this video, guys. 6 hours. And I don't get paid a dime on YouTube. Nothing. And if you don't join my Patreon, I won't make anything. So just so you know. So Chris is he's scared stiff. I know I keep using that expression, scared stiff. I don't really know what that means, scared stiff. It sounds good. Okay. So we've got scared stiff. Right? Okay. Scared stiff. Did you write that down? Write it down. Then we've got brake lights in the back of the red car. You see, you getting what I'm going with here? Why did the car pull forward out of the driveway instead of being in reverse the way they should have been? Mm-hmm. Coming along now, are you? So what we've got here, since Betty decided to pull out of that driveway at that rate of speed on into oncoming three-way traffic, I believe I have figured out what had happened that morning. Betty, in my opinion, is possibly an accomplice. Now, I'm not accusing anyone. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I have a right to my opinion. I've studied the discovery. You guys know I went over it many, many times. But I'm scared, guys. I am scared stiff with what I have found out tonight. So instead of me just saying I'm lazy and don't want to do it and asking you guys to do it for me, I'm going to pretend like I'm scared and ask you guys if you'll do the work for me. Does that make sense? Traffic at a high speed, brake lights in the rear of the car. The car was pulled out of the driveway in forward gear instead of reverse, like a car normally backs out of a driveway. So we've got those four things right off the bat tonight that I've discovered. Write that down. And what we'll do is when we move over to patron, because there's some things I can't say here. You guys know that, right? So we're going to move over to patron later. P-A-Y, Tron, patron. Then what we'll do, patron is like Coke, right? And YouTube is like Walmart. I don't know what the hell the comparison is there, guys, but something is going on with Coke and Walmart. So that's what we've got so far tonight. Write that down. Betty, a dangerous senior citizen at the wheel, doing a high rate of speed, pulling out of a driveway into oncoming three-way traffic. I took a ruler and I put my ruler up to the screen on the TV. And what I'd done is I measured how long it took Betty's front end of the car to get from the edge of the driveway out into the street. And I've discovered, guys, this is metadata. Okay, this is fact, not fiction. Okay, scientific fact. Betty was doing 158 miles an hour that morning coming out of the driveway. That's why she says it's not her car, because she doesn't want to go back and get a speeding ticket for that morning and almost causing a dangerous accident. That's why. So not only did we have a quadruple murder that morning, we had a dangerous driver pulling out into oncoming three-way traffic at 158 miles an hour, just trying to get to the gym at 5:15 a.m. Who does that? Who? Producer, what time are we going to patron? Right. You would think since it's my patron, I would know, but I don't. I always have to ask the producer. I don't know if I ask the producer so it looks like I'm more important and have a producer, or if I just do it just for, I don't know why. But as you guys can see, we've come up with a lot of information. And this is why Chris is worried about that red car. He knows. You see, he knows Betty and her dangerous ways of driving. He had seen it before. She had almost mowed him down one morning on a jog. He had jogged on, and she had almost run over him, also in forward gear with the brake lights in the back of the car. Thank you, Carolyn Brenner. Thank you. There's a link right below here, guys. If you'd like to join Patreon, please do. You're right, Emma. This is an exclusive. You see, I know things, guys, that I can't tell you, right? But I know. I've been in contact with family members for months. We're well established. Right? I've changed my hair color to brunette, because that's what Christopher likes. Brunettes who look like Shania. That's what I'm going for. So, with all this being discovered this evening, in my 6 hours, and somebody just made a comment in the chat saying if it took me 6 hours to make this video, I should probably get new software. Well, what about my research, my study time, and then I have to edit the video and then post it up? What about all that? That goes into the 6 hours, guys. This goes back to not making a dime on YouTube. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the software. My software is up to date. Always has been. That's why when people say I am blurry, it's because I've been eating cake and I've actually got cake all over my camera. Most people, if they have a blurry screen, it's like a slow connection or something along those lines. But not with me. I've got carrot cake on the camera and I have to wipe it off. So if you guys can't think that I can't solve a case after I can get carrot cake off camera, you guys are full of shit. You know it. Hillary, you'll get nowhere with CW if you're blonde. So what we've got here, we've got a speeding car. We've got Jim in town. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. We've got the ponytail coming out of the garage. We've got a security system that records every 30 seconds on 10-minute intervals, which doesn't make sense whatsoever. Now, once I realized tonight that the brake lights were in the back of the car, I knew then that the headlights were in the front. Damn. If I had known that a couple of months ago, this case might have been blown wide open by now. Probably solved. Probably 4 accomplices also in jail. So what we've got to go back to now, guys, is we've got to go back to the nitty-gritty of the case. What has happened tonight has basically put us back at step one, right? It has to, because had we known in the beginning that Betty was driving 158 miles an hour out of the driveway that morning, no wonder she didn't want to talk to the police that day. You know, when she's doing the interview with the police and they're asking her those questions, she's acting scared to death. Of course, she was driving reckless at 5:15 a.m. into oncoming three-way traffic and didn't even brake when she pulled out of the driveway. And that's how I knew the brake lights were in the back of the car. They didn't light up, so she didn't even brake. How dangerous. And I do have Blair, by the way, going over all of her letters between her and Chris. It's 2 years worth, so it's going to take her a little bit. She is real. Stop saying she's not. I've got conflicting stories. I've got KK, who hasn't been on in a couple of weeks, releasing a statement from Chris Watts saying not to, that I'm not part of his directives. He's not blessed my podcast. Well, here's the thing, guys. He's told Blair that he believes the Lord will lead me to solve this case. And I believe that. And I believe, guys, if you look earlier at my video, you will see that Shannon and her friend, who I red faced out, was standing in front of Betty's garage, showing me both vehicles in Betty's garage, knowing neither vehicle is red. That's that our case hinges on that red car. Now, here's my question, guys. We seen Shannon come up on the porch that night, right? When she got back from Arizona, right? So now, when we seen that video, there was no red car in the yard of the gravel driveway, right? Correct. So if a red car left that morning, that means sometime during the night, a red car showed up, right? I mean, it's like common sense, right? Okay, so what we got here, Nate's camera did not pick up a red car coming in. CW's Ring doorbell did not, that we know of, pick up a red car coming in. So now, where did this red car come from? Did they drive it through the backyard and up the side of the house? That's the only way it could have happened. Come on, guys. Don't I get a clop or anything? That's what I've just discovered tonight. Every day, it's new information, new evidence, new this, new that, new something, new pen pal, new Blair, new, just every day. An invisible red car. Very good. Emma, write that down, please. Please. And everybody else, write down what Emma just wrote. An invisible red car that Betty was driving. Number one, Betty should probably lose her license after pulling out into traffic like that morning. That's why when she was talking to the police that day, she was acting all nervous. See, I sussed her out right from the beginning. She was shaking. I seen it. Now I know why. It's because of her reckless driving. She got scared and said that to draw the attention away from the red car that she sped away in that morning. All to get to the gym at 5:15 a.m. Who needs to get to the gym that quickly at 5:15? Who else is at the gym at 5:15 a.m. that you need to get there that quickly? Right? You couldn't just leave like 5 minutes earlier and not drive so fast? Come on, Betty. So, guys, we have a real. This is why Chris is so worried about the red car. Now we know. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked beyond belief. So where do we go from here, guys? I am probably going to have to go over the discovery again for the first time. I mean, thousandth time. Whoops. The red car, the shadow. Also, guys, by the way, I know you guys know I'm known as the Shadow Man. I have copyrighted the shadows. No one else is allowed to use the word shadows, shadowman, shadow this, shadow that. Anything shadow is copyright to Pit Detective. And Chris knows he's not allowed to watch AD in prison, but he is aware. He knows. He knows my level of digging into the metadata. Uh, that I don't stop until there is something turned over, a stone, a rock, a shadow, uh, a tarp that's lit up with luminol in the middle of the night, a red car going out the driveway at 158 miles an hour and is speeding on three-way oncoming traffic. He knows. And that's why he says that he's not in control of his own directives from KK. I believe KK wants to sabotage CW into prison. I believe KK is in love with, she's changed her appearance. You guys see that. So have I. I'm brunette now. She changed her appearance. What happens, guys? I believe women want these men that are in prison sometimes because they know they don't have to worry about them going out and cheating on them. What do you guys think? It makes perfect sense. She's got him on lock, really on lock, if you know what I'm saying, on lock and key. She does not have to worry about him going out on Friday, Saturday night and cheating. He's got 5 life sentences. He'll never be able to go out and cheat, right? She's acting like she's going to advocate for him with a 35C, which I've been in contact with him for months trying to get worked out. And it seems like a new woman with brunette hair, attractive, mid 30s, will write him and he'll drop me. I'm getting sick of that. I don't get paid any money to do this anyway. Winston can't sleep half the time because I'm up doing bollocks detective work in the middle of the night. It doesn't amount to anything. I don't know, guys. We have got to get back to square one. What and I'm telling you, it's my fault, guys. For the first time in my life, I'm telling you, it's my fault. I let KK sidetrack me off of what was going on in the investigation. So, with what we've learned tonight, guys, back to square one. I am going to have to start back at the shadows. Do you see what I mean? I have to start back at the shadows. Bollocks. Bollocks. Do you guys know that nobody even used the word bollocks in the United States until I started using it on YouTube? Did you guys know that? I didn't either. Somebody else brought that up to me. Thought it was pretty interesting fact. Oh, hello, Dawn. Well, all right. Good to know. Oh, I can't see with these glasses on. I don't have a cigarette. When I get into investigating, I get excited. So, my question is, guys, since I have to go back to square one to the shadows, do I have to steal the shadows again, or can I just start by saying they were mine in the first place? After all, they are copyrighted to me now anyway, correct? Right? I mean, really, right? This is what happens when you put an armpit detective on a case that is already solved. Nothing. We're back at square one, and I don't know what to say. I really don't. I'm at a loss of words. So I think what I probably do, guys, is reach out to some of you guys. I've got 60,000 subscribers, guys. One of you has to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that can finance me to do a 6-part documentary. You know I can do better than Netflix and all those other guys. All I need is an editor, a cameraman, a producer, a director, a video man, a light man. I mean, basically, I'm going to sit back, attach my name to it, and take credit for it, and one of you guys will finance it. You see what I'm saying? I can do much better than Netflix. Of course I could. What would my job be? Sit there and watch? Of course. My name's attached to it. Armpit Detective, right? I will vindicate everyone. I've already done it once. And why the family goes after me and not people like KK, I don't get it. I do not understand this whatsoever. So I don't know. I almost feel like someone has drained the wind out of me tonight. But at the same time, with the renewed interest in the case from all the newbies from the Netflix documentary, I believe that I could spin this for maybe another 2 years. What do you guys think? Because a lot of you guys in here right now are newbies. You don't realize I've been on this case for 2.5 years, which is about 3 years too long. Well, right? You see what I'm saying? So what we've got, we'll take the newbies. We'll go back to the beginning. Hopefully, I can get Super Shot reinstated. I'll still be able to do my Patreon. 60,000 YouTube. However many Patreon. Spin. Do a 6-part documentary. One of you guys being a lawyer or a doctor, something can finance it for me. Is that finance? Is it finance it? I guess that's correct. Finance it for me, and then we'll go from there. Because I don't know what else to do, guys. I It's almost like someone just lifted my legs above my head and punched me right in my nuts tonight, and knocked all the wind out of me. That's just what it feels like to me tonight. Had I known Betty had lied like that for 2 years now about her speed coming out of that driveway, all she would have had to say is the truth, right? Because I don't know, guys. I feel deflated. I feel deflated, defeated. Oh. Oh, I need to get Sherilyn Cadell on. Where's Miss Cadell when you need her? Whoa, hello. So what we've got? Yeah, that would be a whole new, different type of nutgate, wouldn't it, Tricia? They would lift my head and punch me in the newts, and it would be another brand of newtgate. Yes. All right, guys. I'm at my wits' end tonight. Sorry for being frustrated. Hope you guys know how I am. I'll come on, throw a fit for half an hour. You'll throw your knickers and your money at me. I'll be back on tomorrow in a better mood, and we'll go from there. And I don't know what else to say except what we've got to look forward to now is a 6-part, 6-night documentary. Maybe we could get it on like Lifetime Movie Network or something along those lines. Hopefully, I feel winded tonight, guys. I do, with Betty speeding the way she has, and coming out of that driveway like she did that morning in the three-way traffic at 158 miles an hour, and just not knowing all this. And what I would really like to do, guys, I'll be honest with you guys, is I would like to work with Coder. Me and him would be like the perfect team. He'd rack them and I'd sack them. Oh, that didn't sound too good, but you know what I mean, guys. Come on now. He'd fuck him and I'd suck him. I mean, whoa, come on now. Whoa, whoa. This isn't Patreon. I can't say that kind of stuff here. I'm sorry, guys. Please forgive me. Jeez, I thought I was in Patreon for a minute. I thought I was drinking Coke, not at Walmart. Damn. Damn. All right, guys, I've got to get off here. I have got to recuperate. I have got to get this wound up back together and figure out where we go from here. I mean, I know where we're going to go from here, obviously, right? I'm a detective. It's just I can't tell you guys that, right? You know that. There's several things I cannot let you guys in on, and you know this. From the beginning, we went over this. I'm thinking about possibly going out to a junkyard and taking a few pictures of some red cars, sending them to Bette, and asking her which one she flew out of the driveway that morning in. It's a start, guys. It's a start. It's a start. We'll bring pen and paper. We are a study group. We will get to the bottom of this, guys. I promise you. And for all you newbies out there, stick with us. Stick with us. Thank you guys for joining me tonight on the Armpit Detective. I believe we really made some headway tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Same time, same channel.